When Republicans stick to their conservative principles, we win. It's just that simple. Our conservative principles attract Hispanics to the Republican Party because they support these values. Republicans value life, liberty, family, and a moral foundation as self-evident truths and blessings bestowed upon us by God. We also welcome everyone willing to work hard for a better life. These are our shared values.
Everyone knows all Latinos vote Democrat, don't they?
I'm a Republican. I vote a straight ticket.
Republican candidate.
I vote Republican.
Straight ticket, Republican.
I've always voted Republican, and I continue to vote Republican.
According to a recent Houston Chronicle story, 39% of Latino voters voted for Rick Perry's re-election as governor of Texas. A recent Wall Street Journal poll stated that Latinos are the fastest growing voting group in Texas. They were 31% of the Texas population in the 2000 census and 37% in 2010.
The Texas State Data Center estimates that by 2020, Latinos will pass up Anglos to become the majority ethnic group in Texas. And by 2040, over 50% of Texans will be Latino.
They make up 25% of registered voters, and 53% of Latinos have self-identified themselves as conservative.
I came running because I realized that the Democratic Party was more socialist and becoming more socialist.
From my father's perspective, it's also because he's a small business owner, and the Republican pro-growth policies and pro-business friendly policies really appeal to him. For my mother, she's a social conservative.
In the Houston Chronicle, Houston Democrat political consultant Mark Campos said, Texas Republicans have a history of seeking Latino voters while Democrats take them for granted. They make the effort, and I cannot say that in good conscience about the Democrat Party, he said. I think we are going to see the percentage of Latino GOP voters increase. These are hardworking people who buy into the GOP work ethic and the American dream. They are not people looking for a Democrat handout.
My family and I are Republican because a lot of the Latino values are similar to the Republican values. We believe in God first, family second, and a strong work ethic.
The more the government controls, the less the people have control of their individual lives. And as a daughter of an immigrant, that's why immigrants come here, for the freedoms that this country allows.
A recent article on the national election posted on Politico.com stated, the one lesson that I hope the GOP has learned from this election is that the tone of the debate matters. Republicans should not and cannot allow heated rhetoric to sound angry and anti-Latino. That is when Latinos stop listening and turn their backs.
The anti-immigrant rhetoric really does not do the Republican Party any service. And I think every family values-oriented conservative should understand this, and that is that at the end of the day, you're going to put aside political opinions, political alliances, and vote for the party that you think that's not going to deport your grandmother.
One commonly held misperception is that Latinos want blanket amnesty for illegal immigrants. The truth is, most Latinos want a sensible solution with tough regulation.
I really believe strongly that the Republican Party has to take a lead in coming up with a policy that is practical and sensible with dealing with the hard-working illegal immigrants that are already here.
And for those folks that are already here, that have already established lives here, we need to have a legal path to legality to stay in the United States. If they meet certain requirements, showing that you're paying taxes, a language requirement. I think at the end of the day, really what you want to see is that those requirements need to show that you're not going to be a burden to your new country.
A recent posting on TexasGOPVote.com stated, simple arithmetic can tell you that the GOP needs 40% of the Latino vote to maintain a working electoral majority in Texas. There are many reasons why Latinos in Texas have not moved as sharply against the GOP. But one big reason in this election was because Rick Perry opposed Arizona-style immigration legislation. If the Republican Party in Texas can keep its focus on bread and butter issues that can bring Latinos into the GOP camp, or a minimum of 40% of them, they can maintain their current position as the majority party in Texas.
We cannot turn our back on immigrants and their families with anti-immigration rhetoric and legislation. If we do so, then we're not just sending the wrong message to the Hispanic community, but we're also denying our own conservative values and beliefs. Governor Perry has struck it exactly right. We have to be tough on border security and on violent crime, but we should not let that lead us to demonize immigrants. Join with Texans for sensible immigration policy and put your conservative values to work.